It's Wednesday. It is Worship Wednesday. So you are going to watch the video link that Miss Penny emailed. It is your Worship Wednesday video link, and it's all about Easter. So I hope you enjoy. Miss Carmen did a really good job putting that together for you guys, so I hope that you enjoy. Practice your memory verse, John 6:38. Welcome back. It is Wednesday of week 4, and today we're going to talk about our writing and addressing our envelope, addressing our envelope for our letter that we wrote to our classmate. So by today, probably be a good idea if you're finishing up your letter, if you got it ready, to put in the envelope. But before we put it in an envelope to mail, let's look at how we address the envelope, because we have to address it properly, or the mail person can't mail it. They can't send it where it needs to go without it being addressed properly. So I want you to look at my board, and I did the best I could, but pretend like this is a giant envelope, okay? So I just drew a big envelope. And when we write a letter, we have to put the information of the person who wrote it, and that's you. And then we also have to put the information of the person that is receiving the letter, and that would be your friend or your classmate. So if we look at our giant envelope here, in the top left corner that is where you put your return address, okay? And so where you're going to put your name, your first and last name, and then underneath it you're going to put your address, your house number, and your street name. Okay, remember, you have to capitalize your street name because it's a proper noun. And then underneath it, you're going to put your city, your state, and your zip code. Okay, so Miss Penny did hers, so it's Miss Penny, that's my name. And then underneath it, I put my house number and my street address, so 1040 Blackwood Court. Okay, and I abbreviated court, so I abbreviated it put a capital letter and then a period for its abbreviation. And then I did Lake Charles, and I'm capitalizing the L in Lake and the C in Charles because it's a city, comma, and then we do LA for Louisiana, capital L, capital A. Remember, our postal abbreviations use just capital letters, and we separate our city and our state with a comma. And then I put our zip code, 70611. Your zip code might be different than mine if you live not in Moss Bluff, if you live in Ragley or you live in Sulphur, okay? So check with your parents so you know. And so this in the top left corner is your return address. So you're gonna have to write it kind of small probably. Now, so you should have 3 lines of information. Now in the middle of your envelope, in the middle from the side, in the middle from the top, in the middle from the bottom, you're going to put the sender's address. I mean, not the sender's address, the receiver's address, I'm sorry. So if I'm writing my letter to Mrs. Richard, I'm going to put Mrs. Richard, I'm going to put their first and last name, and then I'm going to put their street name, just like you did up here, 123 Cherry Street, okay? And then the third line is the city, the state, and the zip code, just like you did up here. Lake Charles, comma, Louisiana, LA, and then the zip code, 70611. So and then you would put your stamp in your top right corner if your parent agrees to let you mail it, okay? So when you get your envelope addressed correctly, you're going to fold your paper, fold your letter, put it in your envelope, stick it shut, put your stamp in the top right corner, and then you're going to stick it in the mailbox. But before you put it in the mailbox, you should make sure to take a picture, have your parent take a picture of your envelope so I can make sure that you did it correctly and see that you did our assignment. And then you stick it in the mailbox. And don't forget, when you put it in your mailbox, to raise the flag on your mailbox, because that lets the mail lady know that you have mail that needs to go out, okay? So if you have any questions, you can contact me, or you can ask your mom or dad, and I'm sure they can help you. But I hope that this will be really fun. So I need you to have this done. Today's Wednesday, so make sure that you get this done and mailed by Thursday. Or if you're not going to mail it, as long as you get it written and you pretend like you're going to mail it, you can still write your address. If you don't know who you're sending it to, you can always just make up a silly address. That's what I had to do for Miss Richard, okay? But if you're really going to mail it, then you need their real address, okay? So I will check back in with you tomorrow. All right, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, April 8th, and it is time for math. And we are on lesson 144, which is your math page 287 and 288. I see that's kind of light, but it's also on your lesson plan outline for the week. But we're gonna talk a little bit about a bar graph, okay, today. So I gave you a choice that you could either do your math page that I had planned, or you can work on IXL on bar graph skills. But before, you can do either one you want, but before, you do not have to do both. But before you start any of it, I want you to watch this part of the video where we talk about bar graphs. Who remembers or who knows what holiday are we celebrating on Sunday? Do you know? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you another hint. I'll give you one more hint if you still can't figure it out. And if you still can't figure it out, I'll give you one last hint. What are those? Easter eggs, right? Because we're celebrating Easter on Sunday. Now remember, Easter eggs are not why we celebrate Easter, but they're just a way that we have fun. We have fun with our family, and it's just a fun activity that we do. But yes, these are Easter eggs, and I have some Easter eggs right here. And there's a bunch of different kinds of Easter eggs, right? There's a bunch of different colors. There's orange and blue and yellow and pink and purple, and they're really, really pretty. But in order for me to organize all of the different colors that I have and to see, you know, all this information and to get it organized so I can understand it a little bit better, I'm going to put it in a bar graph, okay? And a bar graph is just a way for me to organize some information. And so what I did was let me hang this up. I counted our Easter eggs and I sorted them by color, and then I counted how many we had of each color. So, and I put all the information on the bar graph. So under the bottom part of a bar graph, you might see your types of things that you're classifying, okay, or you're putting into categories. So for us, they're all eggs, but we sorted them by color. So I put all the colors. Now, under the bottom, now up the side is the amount, right? And I numbered it. I counted by what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I counted by twos. And then I counted my eggs. Now, when I was counting my pink eggs, I went to the pink column and I had 7 eggs, 7 pink ones in that bundle. But if you notice, I don't have 7 on my graph, but I do have 6 or 8. So it kind of works like a thermometer does. Like when we look at the temperature on a thermometer, we put it in the middle. So if I'm looking, I have 7 pink eggs. All right, so let's look at purple. Can you tell how many purple eggs we had? It's over between 2 and 4. How much is it? It's 3. Look at yellow. How many yellow eggs did I have? I just had 2. And then if I look at blue, man, I had a bunch of blue eggs. Went all the way up to 10. And then over here for orange, it was between 4 and 6. So how many eggs did I have? I had 5. Now, looking at this bar graph, I can analyze it, and I can interpret, and I can figure out or look at our results, okay? So if we look at our basket of eggs, it might be hard to tell if I said, tell me what color had the most, because if I'm going to glance at it, I kind of see a lot of pink eggs, all right? So I might say pink, but that necessarily wouldn't be accurate. So, but if I look at a bar graph, it's definitely going to be accurate. So if we analyze and interpret this bar graph, if I'm looking, what color egg did I have the most of? I look at the column that was the tallest, and I definitely had the most blue. Now, which egg did I have the least amount of? Yellow, right? Because it's the smallest. Now, I can also look at this and I can also compare two numbers or two eggs. So if I wanted to look at blue, how many more blue eggs than yellow eggs did I have? Okay, so there's a couple ways I can do it, about 2 ways I can do it. I can look at blue and look at yellow. And if I'm asking how many more than, then I'm looking for the difference. So I'm gonna see how much there are. Well, I know that one of these squares is how many? 2, because I counted by 2. So I can count 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 8 more blue eggs than there are yellow. Or I can subtract. 10 minus 2 gives me 8. All right. What if I wanted to know how many more pink eggs than purple eggs there were? Well, again, I look at pink and purple, and if I'm looking at how many more than, I'm going to subtract. So I have 7 and I have 3. So what is 7 minus 3? 4. So there were 4 more pink eggs than purple eggs. Now, I can also look at it a different way. I can say, how many purple and yellow eggs did I have? How many purple and yellow? So if I'm looking for something and something, what am I going to do? I'm going to add, right? So purple had 3 and yellow had 2. So what is 3 plus 2? 5. There were 5 purple and yellow eggs. Same thing if I did orange and purple. How many purple and orange eggs? Well, orange had 5, purple had 3. 5 plus 3 is what? 8. All right. Now, this is a much more efficient way to interpret and analyze our results than trying to count all the eggs, right? If we put it on a bar graph and we organize it, you can make your results really even. Another fun thing that you could do at home is if you happen to have like a bag of M&Ms or a bag of Skittles or something like that, a fun thing that you could do is open your bag of M&Ms or Skittles, put all your colors down here, and then you can make a bar graph to look at your results of all the different colors, okay? So that's a fun way to do if you want to do that in your spare time. So today your lesson on bar graph, you're going to either practice your bar graph looking at your math page 287 and 288, or you can work on IXL math skills, and it's on your lesson plan, okay? You can work on your IXL math skills R5 and R6, okay? I'll let you pick whichever one you want, okay? If you're going to do the math sheet, I want you to look on 288 for me. So I'm going to press pause, grab your math sheet, and I want you to look at number 2 because this is something we haven't spent a lot of time on. So they're going to ask you questions, okay? And you're going to have to find the correct answer choice. But one of your answer choices says NH. NH means not here, okay? So like on the first one, 7 plus 8, well, your answer choices are 14, 15, 16, or NH. Let's pretend that your answer wasn't there, that they didn't give you a correct choice. So then you would bubble in NH, okay? So NH stands for not here, okay? So you're gonna complete that page, and that's what that part means, okay? So I hope you enjoy bar graph, and actually if you do decide to get to hunt Easter eggs Saturday, make a bar graph with your Easter eggs and send me a picture of it, okay? Talk to you later.